Have you ever wondered why practice can feel frustrating even when you really love music? In my work as a teacher and performer, I usually see some common tendencies when it comes to practice and learning. First of all, we tend to focus only on the end result. Then we try to bite off more than we can chew, and in the end we feel good or bad depending on the successes or failures inside and outside the practice room. Now, does it sound familiar? It is familiar to me because between lessons, concerts, exams and competitions I was always trying to play the hardest piece, and even then I felt as if I could have done better, always chasing the next and next and next thing. There was the feeling as if there was something missing. And here is the thing, these tendencies can actually create problems. For example, when we focus on the end result, we stop focusing on the process and therefore we don't enjoy the practice session. When we go from one goal to the next, it feels as if we're trying to prove something to ourselves. And then when we do too many things at once, frustration, overwhelm, confusions, all these feelings can start to come up. Now, all these things, if left unchecked, can lead to unhealthy practice habits and ultimately can even make you stop playing your instrument. However, I think there is another way. A few years ago, I've read this book, which is Atomic Habits by James Clear, and that changed completely the way I relate and approach practice. James Clear talks about identity-based habits, so the goal is not anymore to play that piece of music. The goal is to become a musician, and every action you take is a vote towards the person that you want to become. To help with this, James Clear uses something that I've also read in another book, which is the 2-minute rule from Getting Things Done by David Allen. Now, in this case, the 2-minute rule states that when you're starting something new, it should take less than 2 minutes to do it. So, in our case, the identity is a musician. What's that action that takes less than 2 minutes? For example, practice just one bar. So there is this idea that those little steps consistently and every day will shape who you want to become. Now, in a world that tells us always to do more to achieve the next goals and this and that, it's very easy to forget the person that we are behind the results. With the self-esteem, which is very conditional, depending on how we're doing, we're going to feel in a certain way. So if we're doing good at all our things that we're doing, we feel ecstatic, we feel fantastic. But then once things start to go bad, then we start to feel bad. However, in all this, there is another angle, another fresh perspective, and that is self-worth or the unconditional friendship with yourself. Now, with the identity, and this is the identity of being a musician, this will help you show up in the practice room. But then the self-worth or that unconditional friendship with yourself, that will support you no matter what happens in the practice room. And now I would like to leave you with a few questions. First of all, who is the type of person that you wish to become? Then, what's the 2-minute action that you can do right now that aligns with that type of person? And finally, how can you be a friend to yourself in the practice room? Remember, who we are shapes what we do, and how we treat ourselves will shape our musical journey. If you want to explore strategies to strengthen your self-worth or improve your practice mindset, I'd love to chat with you. You can book a free discovery call in the link in the description down below, and we can see how I can be of help. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you the next time.